If you are planning a Tanzania safari and you don't know where to start, this video is for you. I'm sharing my exact 7-day itinerary that goes beyond the classic park circuit. Think bucket list wildlife, but also hidden gems and cultural experiences that most safari itineraries completely miss. I've been on safari in Tanzania twice now, and this second trip completely changed what I thought a safari could be. We raced on bumpy roads to see the best lion sightings.
Hold on, please.
I am holding on.
Right now.
But we also soared over the Serengeti in a hot air balloon and learned hunting techniques from one of the last hunter-gatherer tribes in Africa. In this video, I'm sharing everything we did day by day, and by the end, you'll have a complete, realistic, and truly unforgettable safari plan that you can replicate for your own trip. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kiana, also known as Wonderfully You. I'm a travel creator helping you discover the world's most magical bucket list adventures and immersive cultural experiences. So let's dive right in. All Tanzania safaris start in Arusha, and I recommend arriving at least a day early to rest and adjust before your adventure begins. If you're looking for things to do while in Arusha, make sure to watch my other video where I dive deeper into everything that I did during my time there. But today, we're jumping straight into the safari, so here's exactly how I'd planned 7 days in Tanzania. Day 1 wasn't about wildlife. It was about something I think most people underestimate when they're planning a Tanzania safari, and that's the incredible natural beauty and cultural richness of this country. There is nothing like a side-of-the-road pit stop with Mount Kilimanjaro in the background. So today we came to visit the Chagga tribe, starting with a hike to this waterfall. Here we are. And we are going to the Materuni waterfall. We started at the village and we're taking about a 45-minute hike, pretty much all straight, so not too much of an incline to this waterfall. We've already seen a chameleon, which was really cool. I've never seen one in real life, and really eager to see what this waterfall will look like. It's just a completely different landscape from everywhere else that you would go on safari. So I'm really excited to see. After this, we're gonna go to a coffee plantation and apparently have the best coffee ever. We have finally made it after about an hour of walking. This is the Materuni waterfall, and it is so much more majestic than I pictured in my mind. I don't know what I pictured, but this is stunning. We are at the Materuni coffee plantation where we're going to learn their process of making what is apparently the most delicious cup of coffee in the whole world. So we're gonna wait and see. I can't wait because after that hike, we definitely need a little bit of energy. But first, we had a delicious local lunch. The most interesting thing we tried was banana porridge. Even if I was skeptical about the looks of it, I have to say I was pleasantly surprised with its savory flavor. We then got a full demonstration of how the Chagga tribe produces their coffee all the way from seed to cup. We learned the secret ingredients was dancing and singing while crushing the beans. I mean, why not bring some fun into the process? And as someone who doesn't normally drink black coffee, I actually enjoyed this cup because it was smooth and not too bitter. You can even take some beans home with you, as well as handmade banana wine and spirits from their plantation. From there, we headed to one of my favorite stays in Tanzania, Osiligilai Maasai Lodge. This place is really something special. You sleep in a modernized replica of a Maasai hut, and the entire experience is designed around genuine cultural immersion. Here you get to go on a nature walk, learning about Maasai herbal remedies, throw spears with the warriors, watch traditional dance performances at sunset, and end the evening around a bonfire, or as they like to call it, bush TV. And here you get to ask members of the tribe questions about what it's like to live as a Maasai, and they tell stories of their history, and it's just a really nice and connecting experience. But what makes this place stand out is that it's Maasai-owned, meaning your money goes directly back to the community. It's one of the best ethical cultural travel experiences you can have in Tanzania. Day 2 was our wildlife warm-up, and I say warm-up, but actually Arusha National Park genuinely surprised me. We are spending the morning at Arusha National Park. I've never been here before, so I'm really excited to see. It's popular for black and white Columbus monkeys, but they also have plenty of plains game, so hopefully we get to see some giraffes, maybe even we'll see a warthog. It depends, because today has been rainy all morning, so hopefully we'll still get lucky. We're gonna start with a walking safari, which I've never done before as well, so another first. And then after that, we'll head out on a game drive to see what else we can see through the parks. We started with a drive through the dense jungle, and here it looks completely different from what most people picture when they think of a classic safari. But then came the thing that makes this park truly unique, the walking safari. There's something completely different about being on foot in the bush. You're reading tracks alongside the ranger, learning animal anatomy from your guide, and really understanding the ecosystem at ground level. It changes your relationship with everything you see as compared to staying inside your vehicle at all times. The nice thing about Arusha National Park are these walking safaris and the fact that you can get so close to incredible giants like this.
Wow.
Wow. I think I found the best spot to sit in all of Arusha National Park. We also got to visit Tululuzia Waterfall. This one sits at the base of Mount Meru, which is Tanzania's second highest peak after Mount Kilimanjaro, and it's also an active volcano. Here's my honest take. Arusha National Park is wildly underrated. I'm also guilty of overlooking it on my first safari, and I'm so happy that I visited it this time around. Most people skip it entirely and rush to the bigger parks, but its proximity to Arusha, the walking safari experience, and the variety of wildlife make it the perfect place to ease into your safari before things escalate dramatically on day 3. All right, day 3 is where things start to get really epic. We started the morning at Ngorogoro Crater, one of the most jaw-dropping places on the planet. We have made it to Ngorogoro Crater, and the visibility from the top is so good today. Last time we were here, I feel bad for my husband, because last time we were here, the viewpoints were covered by kind of a lot of fog. And today the visibility is so much better. There's nothing like it. We're just about to descend into the Garden of Eden. So can't wait to see what we'll be able to find today. For more context, Ngorogoro is the world's largest unbroken volcanic caldera. 30,000 animals live here side by side, and looking down from the rim, it looks exactly like the Great Valley from The Land Before Time. I know my fellow millennials will really appreciate that one. And once you descend inside, you feel like you're in this giant fishbowl with all kinds of species peacefully coexisting all around you. It's seriously unreal. But of course, my mind, as always, was on big cats, and they were playing very hard to get on this morning. This day is testing us in so many ways with lions. We have seen 3 of them, but all of them have been laying down, so we haven't really gotten to see their face, and they're also quite far away. We just spotted another one who was walking back here, and we're actually changing direction. But just as we started to change direction, as we're doing, the lion lays back down. So today is definitely the day of lions teasing us. So hopefully, oh my god, I'm gonna hold on for my dear life.
Hold on, please.
I am holding on.
Hold on right now.
Oh my gosh, hopefully this lion gets up for suffering. I have high hopes for the Serengeti, as always. That's your big cat paradise. But Ngorogoro, it's definitely harder to actually spot the bigger cats here. It doesn't happen as often, so it's very exciting when you do, but it just seems like we got here maybe right after they had their feast, or whatever you would say, and they are taking their post-feast nap, which can be an all-day ordeal. So let's see if we get a little lucky.
Good boy.
A young boy. We got so lucky, you guys. Oh my gosh. So far, it has been the most insane day at Ngorogoro. I am reevaluating everything here. It's been paradise, but it's kind of truly like the Garden of Eden, where everything is all in one place. So to see like rhinos with gazelle, with flamingos, with wildebeest, and buffalo all in one place. There's just nothing like it in front of the water too. It's so serene. And now we're gonna have some lunch. Have just finished our lunch at the picnic site over there, and I would say that this is a pretty badass post-lunch view. He's just there chilling. There's another one behind him, munching on all the plants nearby. He doesn't care about us at all. After the crater, we made our way to the main event, the Serengeti. The drive in takes about a couple of hours on bumpy roads, but the moment you start descending into the park and seeing those iconic plains stretching out in front of you, nothing else matters. It really looks like real-life Pride Lands from The Lion King. And in true Serengeti form, within 30 minutes, we spotted about 10 lions. This is exactly why I call it the Big Cat Paradise. In here, the drive to your tented camp is probably the coolest sail experience in your life. We saw a lot of really cool sightings as well as the classic Serengeti sunset, and this is the kind that stops your breath completely. I really think everyone needs to experience this at least once in their life. We pulled up to our tented camp, which would be our base for 2 nights. Here's a little tour so you can see what you can expect from a mid-range safari camp. It's comfortable and it has everything you need, with the bonus of getting to listen to animal calls through the night. But don't worry, there's a ranger at all times guarding the property and who also escorts you to your room after dark. Even if it sounds a bit scary, it's completely safe and you'll get used to it quicker than you think. We woke up on day 4, ready for our full day in the Serengeti. It is our first morning waking up in the Serengeti. We're at Kenzen Tented Camp, which is not a mobile camp. They stay here all year round. They have other camps where we stayed on our honeymoon, where they move around depending on animal movement, specifically for the migration. We woke up this morning at sunrise and had coffee to our room and opened up the tent, and as you can see, this beautiful view here, they call it Bush TV. So no actual screens here, just looking at everything there is all around you. We spent the night listening to lions, and we were told there's also hyena sounds, conflicting information, but I heard a lot of noises. And it was so cool. I think the lion is about 2 kilometers away. Very, very close. Hopefully we'll see them, or, if it's just a boy, if it's a pride, hopefully we'll see them today. This day showed why the Serengeti is one of the greatest wildlife destinations on the planet. Every single hour delivered. And it always feels like a treasure hunt as you're driving down the dusty roads, searching across the vast plains for sightings, and always, never fails, patience rewards with the most spectacular wildlife moments you could imagine. We have just found our lunch spot for our first lunch in the Serengeti under this beautiful umbrella tree. Classic. And I mean, the Serengeti is so big that you can't imagine everyone's gonna head to one picnic spot. So a lot of the time you see off in the distance, all of the guides will find trees just to park up under, set up a table, and have lunch literally in the bush. So we get to listen to all the birds, hopefully. I mean, it would be pretty cool to see a cheetah somewhere, but not too close. So we're definitely in the middle of cheetah lands, and this morning we've already had just an elephant herd sighting, a leopard in the tree, some lions on the rock, so we've gotten lucky, but we are hoping for a cheetah sighting or some sort of kill since we're in the middle of predator season. There's lots of babies around, but that means that predators are also most active. So let's see what else the day will bring. For now, just enjoying this beautiful lunch. It's my favorite kind of lunch to have, probably in the world. But honestly, no words or visuals do the Serengeti justice. Just go and you'll understand when you're there. Day 5 started with rain, but before we even left camp, we had one of the coolest sightings of the entire trip. Do you remember that lion pride I was talking about hearing from our tents the night before? Well, we found them just minutes down the road, feasting on a kill from that night. Getting to watch them from the vehicle, seeing the pride dynamic play out in real time, this was absolutely unreal in the best possible way. I could have stayed there all day. But unfortunately, right after that high came the most brutal surprise of the trip. The storm from the night before had caused serious flooding. We hit roadblocks at 3 different river crossings, and we lost an entire day waiting for water levels to drop. I actually have a full video going into exactly what that experience was like, so I'll link it above. It's worth watching before your trip if you're considering the rainy season in Tanzania at all. But here's what I'll say. This is travel. The unexpected is really part of it. Our guides knew exactly how to handle it, and honestly, it always makes for one of the best stories to bring home, even if it's not the best when you're living it in the moment. And we were actually lucky, because the very next day, we had something planned that absolutely could not be canceled. Day 6 began at 4 a.m. We were going on a hot air balloon safari over the Serengeti, and I'll be honest, I wasn't sure it would live up to the game drives. How could anything beat being face-to-face with a lion after all? But let me tell you, I was completely wrong. Soaring over the vastness of the Serengeti as the sun comes up, watching massive herds of animals running across the plains from above, it's a completely different type of magic, and it adds a layer to your safari that nothing else can really replicate. Honestly, it was worth every single penny. Check out my full video on what it's like to do a hot air balloon safari if you're considering it for your trip too. And since we were visiting in February during calving season, we went straight from the balloon to Ndutu. This is a part of the southern Serengeti and the epicenter of the wildebeest calving migration. Here, thousands of wildebeest and their newborn calves are across the plains. Predators are at peak activity, trying to take advantage of the babies all around. If the timing's right, you might even catch a live hunt and witness the circle of life in action. That didn't happen this time around for us, but we hear that this is the best possible time to experience that. We have ourselves a river crossing, much like what we saw in the northern Serengeti, except this time there's no chaos and running, probably because they're not afraid of crocodiles ready to eat them at any point. And we also have zebras and wildebeest crossing together, which is really cool to see them just kind of float along the water very slowly. It's just incredible. And there's a bunch of calves this year, so completely different experience. And at the end of the day, we got to fulfill my biggest goal of this trip. I really wanted to see cats in trees, and we came across a bunch of adolescent lions resting and playing amongst the trees. It was honestly the perfect ending for this crazy cat lady. And while the wildlife chapter of this safari had closed, day 7 reminded me why Tanzania is so much more than the animals. We visited 2 of the most extraordinary tribes in Africa, the Hadzabe and the Datoga. The Hadzabe are one of the last hunter-gatherer tribes on the continent. We were welcomed into their community, we learned how they live and hunt, and even tried our hand at archery. I particularly enjoyed getting to listen to their unique clicking language in action. At the end of our visit, they sent us off with a really joyful dance performance and even pulled us in to join for a round or 2. From there, we met the Datoga tribe, who are master metalworkers and actually make the spears the Hadzabe use for hunting. We watched arrowheads being crafted completely by hand, from raw metal to finished weapon. It was one of those moments where you just sit in silence and watch, completely in awe. I was mesmerized seeing how quickly he could pull together such an intricately designed weapon. And just like that, the most memorable week on safari had come to an end. This itinerary had everything: bucket list wildlife encounters, ethical cultural experiences, off-the-beaten moments you won't find in a typical itinerary, and a deep respect for the land and the people who call it home. If you want the details of my local safari operator who coordinated this incredible trip, comment lion below and I'll send you everything. If this video helped you, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm putting out the best safari and bucket list travel content I can, and there is a lot more Tanzania content coming your way. Until next time, happy travels, my friends.